Alright, so I got the head back. I assembled everything already, but I thought I'd just make this because in case you don't know, when you take out the valve train, you have these brackets you can slip in, right? So that way the spring and plunger for your VTEC doesn't fall out when you remove the whole valve train out. Also, if you are timing your engine, there are pins that you can lock the cams in. So you can stick it in there, stick it back there. It's just like a little hole in the back. You can stick it in the cam there. Let's turn on the light. Oh yeah, there you go. So that just locks the cam in place. So I have everything timed. I'm gonna put the new chain on. I got one new camshaft for the exhaust side, new guides, and everything's timed. I already pulled the pin for the timing chain tensioner. So now, since everything's all assembled, it's all timed, I will have to do the valve adjustments and make sure everything is in spec before I, seal it back up, put all the exhaust, the intake, and everything else back on, and I should be good. So once I finish all that, the next time you'll see this is when it's running and I'm probably bleeding the cooling system. One more thing to make sure, you put this thing back in before you seal up the timing cover, or you're not going to have a very good day. So it also is marked outside, so make sure you have it pointing the right way. It doesn't say anything on the back side though. There you go. Alright, so I thought I'd do a quick update. I adjusted the valves, anything to do with the engine is put together already. I put the exhaust on. I think that whatever's left is intake manifold. It comes in 2 pieces. And then whatever all the harnesses I gotta put back. But still need time for the silicone for the timing cover to dry, and yeah, I think it should be pretty close to finishing. And just make sure this hose goes back underneath the intake manifold when you're putting it back. That's the only thing. And yeah, I think that's about it. So yeah, next time you see this, it's gonna be running. All right, so everything's all put together. I'm just gonna do a cold start and make sure I check for leaks. Make sure that power steering I gotta top up the power steering. Turning the steering wheel right now. So if you're all wondering, it just has 203,000 kilometers. So I'm just gonna go ahead and top up that power steering first. Oh yeah, it definitely went down quite a bit when I started it. Alright, set the heat on high. I gotta do the radio code and set the clock. But it's running. I'm just gonna bleed the cooling. All that smoke coming out of the hood from all the residue. Let's see what the radio code is. To get things going, I use my gas pedal depressor, right? And there's a knob here. You can adjust the throttle. That's how I bring up the RPMs. Alright, so this thing would focus. It's at operating temperature. I got heat coming out of vents. And no more constant bubbles coming out of the funnel. And by the way, I also changed the thermostat down there while I was there. And yeah, the thermostat is open because the bottom hose is nice and hot. That hurts. So yeah. And you can see that poop ring from all that crap from from the head gasket leaking in the coolant. It kind of floats to the top.